What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be making a passive income video about why it's going to be harder to be posting on Redbubble, TeePublic, Society6, Zazzle, and actually get some success in the future. It's going to be harder over time, and we're going to talk about that. But before we get into that, I want to address a few comments on yesterday's video. First comment we have to do is a shout out to Melvin Colombo. Sorry for pronouncing your name wrong. But he says, "Hey man, it's been a few months, and I just want to say that you changed my life. Just crossed over 10,000 in British pounds, so that's pretty awesome when it comes down to print on demand. I'm assuming he's doing it on print on demand, and that's pretty awesome. So congrats to Melvin Colombo. Also, I had a comment on Jay Walker Beats. He says, "Can IG bots possibly get me banned from Instagram, or are they safe?" So I said this before, but you're never going to get banned using any of the tools that I recommend. In fact, that's the whole reason why I use them. That they won't get you banned, but there's a huge difference between being banned and being blocked. Being blocked is a possibility, and it just means that for a small period of time, Instagram will have this error message that shows up, and they'll say, "You're doing too much on your account, you need to slow down, or you need to stop," something like that. Or like you're temporarily disabled from clicking on that button or something like that. And that's essentially what a block is, and it's temporary, so you can always go back and do more activity later once the block gets removed. And typically blocks, there are soft and hard blocks. A hard block could last 2-3 days, sometimes a week. A soft block can last literally 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is, right? So there's different kinds of blocks. In fact, on my last video of me demonstrating how to use the tools, I basically created a block on purpose. It was a soft block, and it was an instantaneous soft block, which basically means that they blocked me for literally a second just from doing that activity, and I reverted back to doing that activity on air. I did it on video. So if you're interested in watching that, just head over to the YouTube channel. I'll actually throw a link up there a little bit later, but I figured I'd put that up. Also, another comment from Eugene Got It Beats. He says, "Thank you for the motivational video. I have one question. How do you make your TeePublic visible in the platform? In your demo, you have 25 designs and they're all visible. Can you make a video about it?" And I actually replied, and I said, yes, I did make a video about it. So I've spoken about this before, but I have a whole video on how to get your designs public on TeePublic. As you guys know, when you join the TeePublic marketplace, they're not going to just, at least most times, they're not going to just allow you to post your designs on the marketplace. Yes, you'll be able to post your designs, but they have to be initially reviewed, and they have to be approved. So I've talked about how you can have your account approved so that every single design that you create in the future can be automatically on the marketplace. All right, I'll talk to you guys about now the topic of this video, and the topic of the video is why print on demand is only going to get harder as the days goes on. Meaning today it's easier than tomorrow, and tomorrow it's easier than the day after, and a year from now it's going to be much harder than it is now. Now, I'm going to talk about exactly why this is, and the reality is it has to do with mass, and it has to do with scale. As you guys know, that there are people uploading to Redbubble, to TeePublic, to Zazzle, to Society6 every single day, and all these other platforms as well. Merch by, I mean, the list goes on and on and on. There are people uploading designs every single day. The more designs that are on the platform, that means, by nature, the less majority share that you're going to have, or the less probability of you being seen. Imagine a raffle. Imagine everybody writes their name on a piece of paper and throws it into a hat, and one person has to randomly pick from that hat. Okay, I want you to just assume that. Let's assume that quality of content, of tags, of any of that kind of stuff wasn't a relevant factor. Let's just assume that was the case. Let's assume everybody was on the same scale, even though that's impossible. Let's just assume that it is. Okay, let's assume that everybody is on the same scale in terms of quality. Well, that means that the person who picks one, it's going to be randomized, and it's really going to be left up to probability. That's why in one of the videos that I created in the past, if we go over here to the channel, let me go ahead and show you guys what I'm talking about. If we go over here to the channel, I made a video where I called it the war strategy, the Redbubble war strategy. I can't remember where it is here. Let's see. Let's go ahead and scroll down so you guys can maybe click on it and watch it if you want to. let's see, it's somewhere here. Here it is. Battle strategy, Redbubble battle strategy. This video, I specifically go over how to dominate a niche, how to gain full control of a niche and win almost every single time somebody's searching for that niche, that you get the sale. Now, of course, that doesn't work for all niches, and I show exactly how to get that done in the video. So if you want to check it out, go ahead and click on it. Go ahead and look for that video. Check it out. But I specifically go over, like I said, how to dominate a niche. Well, what happens is that the world, the society, everybody other than you is slowly dominating. Essentially, the competition is slowly moving upward into the ranks, and you're moving downward by nature, even if you don't do anything. The reason why is because the quantity of designs that are being produced in that niche is increasing. And mathematically and statistically speaking, if the quantity of the niche moves up and you are not the reason why it moves up, right? The amount of results in that specific niche, then you're going to be falling back and falling behind, and it's going to be harder for you to succeed. Okay? Now, this might sound obvious, but let's be honest. Based on our daily routines, based on our daily work ethic, are we reflecting this idea in our work ethic? Are we showing that, we truly want to succeed? And the answer is most likely not, right? There are people probably watching this who want to get into print on demand, who want to do well financially, who want to do better passive income-wise, but they'll do a design a day or a design every other day or maybe a design a week, right? Really a careless kind of effort. But what if we go all in on focusing on one niche, for example? I've made this suggestion in the battle strategy video. If you pick a specific niche, right? Let's just say it has 200 results and you decide you want to dominate it. Within 1 week, guys, you can get very, very far in that niche. You can own more than 2/3 of the designs that are on the face of that specific niche when somebody's searching for it. And by nature, obviously you're going to rank for other keywords and things like that. But remember what I said earlier in the tag course. I specifically said, and for those who don't know what the tag course is, let me just go ahead and whip it out here. Autopilotpassiveincome.com, Redbubble tag course. If you need to learn how to tag and do SEO effectively for Redbubble, this course is literally designed for that. But I've spoken about this before, but every specific keyword is its own niche. The word unicorn and the word unicorn lovers are two different niches from a keyword aspect because there are different results that are going to show up, and it's a different, essentially, microeconomy. It's a different economy of different products that are being presented, and there's different sales that are being occurred, and there are different buyers in these scenarios. So something to keep in mind is that you're going to want to dominate niches as best as you possibly can. And when you find a niche that's smaller, at least in the beginning, you want to dominate. You want to create as many, you want to essentially use the battle strategy. I was going to say you want to create as many designs as possible, but that's not the full aspect to it. And like I said, it's all in the video, so I'm not going to go over that video. I made it 3 months ago, but that's kind of the aspect behind it. But yes, if you step off the gas, every day that you're stepping off the gas, there are other people creating new opportunities for themselves, essentially increasing the competition, which really just increases the height of that wall, that barrier to entry that you're going to have to enter. And a lot of people think that there is no barrier to entry to a Redbubble, to a TeePublic, because simply they're free to use, but that's not the case. There is a barrier to entry, and the barrier to entry is your competition. Your competition is going to really just engulf the search demand. You're not going to be able to show up, and if there's too many designs, you're not going to be able to compete and win. I'll give you an example. Let's use the word unicorn, okay? Unicorn here. A number of years ago, the word unicorn had less than 500 results. Now, there's over 350,000 results. Why do you think that is? It's because people knew that there was search demand for the product and started to create crazy amounts of mass, of scale, of volume for this product. And remember what we said, unless a design is drastically above average in terms of design quality, it's going to be left to subjectivity, not objectivity, but subjectivity, which basically means that unless a design is extremely, extremely good, consumers are going to look at all designs as if they're roughly the same. And if they're roughly the same, it's just a matter of probability at that case, right? Assuming that you can rank and do all that kind of stuff with your keywords. But when a niche is smaller, there's not too many complications in that aspect. And if all designs are about the same in terms of quality level, right? Like, for example, if we look at this and we look at this, I would say they're about the same quality. Yes, they are different styles, but they're about the same quality. I don't look at one and say one is drastically better than the other, right? I think it just depends on who you are as a person, what you enjoy more, what you want to purchase more. I mean, it just depends on you. Or let's say this design or this design. I think it just depends on who you are as a person, what you enjoy. I wouldn't say that one is drastically better than the other, one is drastically worse than the other, right? That's just my opinion. So, and once again, that's subjectivity, right? It's not necessarily objective, but sales will determine that. And really, the whole kind of aspect behind this is that every day you wait, every day you step off the gas, keep this in mind, is that somebody else, and or maybe not even somebody else, but groups, hordes of people are also putting in their chips, allowing themselves to dominate. They have 60 opportunities each and every day. Keep that in mind. Redbubble allows you a maximum of 60 opportunities, 60 designs every day to increase essentially your power in a specific space, right? And you can do that. And just realize that every single time that you miss that opportunity, it's okay. It's not a big deal. I mean, at the end of the day, there's so many people that also miss that opportunity. But keep in mind that, if you truly want to succeed, we have to minimize those number of days that we lose as many opportunities as possible. So essentially, we want to use as many opportunities as possible. And remember, it's a brick by brick process. We're going to be building, a huge successful life, brick by brick. It's not going to be overnight. It's not going to be something that's going to change your life overnight. Let's say you start on Monday and Tuesday, all of a sudden you're going to become a millionaire. It's really not the case. In fact, I made a video before about the 7 iron rules. I've spoken about this before. And the reason why I call this the 7 iron rules is because it's specifically meant not to change. They're set in stone. They're set in iron. And I can't remember exactly where the video is. Maybe I will be able to pull it up here as we're talking. But I made a video talking about the 7 iron rules to Redbubble success. And one of them was getting 1% better each and every day. That's it. 1% better. Don't focus on changing the world overnight. Don't focus on doing some crazy stuff overnight. Get 1% better. Get a little bit better every single day. And those who are willing to get a little bit better every single day, well, those are the people that are going to grow over time. They're not in it for, the quick money, the fast money, but they're in it for the long game, the long haul. And that's really the best process to go, because if you're in the game of print on demand, not just Redbubble, TeePublic, Society6, Zazzle, any of these other platforms, you realize that mass and scale is going to be the number one indicator that's going to potentially provide you success. The reason why I say potentially is because we're taking out other aspects that make a high quality designer or a successful designer. Because remember, it's not just about the art. Unfortunately, as much as the marketing tells us and Redbubble tells us that it's all about creativity and the world likes to tell us it's all about art, it's not. Unfortunately, Redbubble, TeePublic, Society6, Zazzle, all of these places are businesses. They could care less about the art. Let's be honest. It's all about the sales. It's all about the money. It's all about who's making more money. And the reality is you listening to this video could have the best design in the world, but if nobody sees it, you'll make $0. And there could be somebody else who doesn't have a good design. Maybe even it's mediocre, right? Or below average. But that person, right, can tag it, can title it the best of quality. It can receive thousands of search visits a day, and it can get hundreds of sales a day, and those hundreds of sales could make it number one and generate a ton of money. And just because that person has learned how to tag properly, he learned how to title properly, learned how to do things properly, right, that we all share in the Redbubble tagging course and all the other POD design course, right, do certain things properly that allow them to succeed. Meanwhile, you are sitting here off of one design, hoping that it's the best design that you've ever created, but yet it's not making you any sales. This is why I tell people, if you're hand drawing your designs, ask yourself, how long can you keep doing this? Because eventually you're going to get fed up. You're going to get angry. You're going to get tired. You're going to grow frustrated, because if you're drawing everything and you're posting, let's say 5-6 designs a day, that's literally not enough scale, not enough mass to change your life in a period of a year, let's say, right? Let's be honest. If that was the goal, what's the goal? To change our lives, let's say, in a year. I think most people can say, yeah, I would love to do that. I would love to change my life in 1 year. 1 year is more realistic than everybody else. And changing your life could be let's say, replacing or supplementing half of your income that you make at your job. Or let's say it could be replacing your full-time income. And like I said, I've outlined a video on how to replace your full-time income within a year from this kind of stuff. So if that's the game plan, then shouldn't we take it seriously? And like I said, I've made recommendations to different software image banks that you should use and things like that will help you through that process, because let's be unrealistic. Let's be realistic. These platforms, like I said, are not designed for artists. They're not designed for artist appreciation. They're business opportunities. And if we don't play it like a business, we're going to be losing these opportunities. And, artists get in touch with that feminine. It's all about perfection, right? I know what it's like to be in an art class or be an artist or things like that. I remember my art teacher used to say, we can be happy with our designs, but we can never be satisfied. And basically what he was alluding to is the idea that we just keep improving on one design. Well, in a business frame, in real life, guys, with Zazzle, with Society6, with TeePublic, with Merch by Amazon, with Redbubble, with all these different platforms, if you sit there and focus on one design day in and day out, trying to make it the very best design, sure, after a month, after a year, yeah, you might have the best design, but you've made $0 and 0 cents. And the reality is that's going to get you frustrated. This is going to get you angry, and you're not going to succeed. That's just the reality of it. That's why I say there's a strategy to these platforms. There's a strategy behind the designing. There's a strategy behind the tagging. There's a strategy behind the niche research, and there are shortcuts. For example, in our design course, I specifically outlined a strategy, not only how to design relatively quickly, 60 designs in 30 minutes roughly, right? But how to do it, how to design specifically in a way where we don't have to do the niche research. Because let's be honest, there are people who get lost in niche research. They'll spend hours and hours and hours in niche research and come out with really no successful thoughts, no successful ideas. With the way I design, I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys, I don't do niche research anymore. I learned how overrated it was and how I can replace niche research with the methods that I'm designing, because the methods that I'm designing essentially makes up for the niche research. It takes care of the niche research without me actually having to research for it. Like I said, I've demonstrated this logically and like with proof in the POD design course. So if you want to check that out, go ahead. And also, by the way, guys, we are preparing for new updates on the POD design course and the Redbubble tagging course. And as you guys know, all the people who are members, they get access to updates for free. It's a members area. If they click on this button right here or this button, right, you get access to that membership, and it's only a one-time payment, right? A one-time payment for each course, $39.99. So, yes, there are different methods and there are different shortcuts. Like I said, that was a shortcut. When we design a certain way, now it takes out the aspect of doing the niche research. It takes it out. Takes it out of the ball game. And by the way, guys, when I did the designing in a half hour, the 60 designs in 30 minutes, I did the research, I did the Googling, I did all that in a half hour's period of time, plus the 60 designs. So it's possible. I know a lot of people say, how can I don't know how to do it and whatever. Give it a shot. Try it out, right? You'll see that it will change your life. But anyways, the point here is that you're going to have to, and this is the sad reality, but you're going to have to produce at scale. I'm not saying that you're going to have to do 60 designs. There are other platforms. It's not like you have to do 60 designs. TeePublic only allows 50 designs. You're going to have to do something where you increase your production level, whether you hire somebody, whether you do it yourself, whether you do whatever you want to do, if you want to really see real results that can potentially change your life within a year. And I'm just being forefront and honest. The reason why I even thought about this, guys, is when I was doing Merch by Amazon a while back, long time ago. I'm not talking about 6 months ago or 10 months ago. I looked at two groups of people, okay? I looked at the people who first joined Merch by Amazon. And when you first join, you have a limit of 5 designs that you can create, right? And once you sell something or whatever, they'll rank you up to a new tier, then a new tier, then a new tier, etc. Okay? But you start off with 5 designs. And then there are people who are in tier 500, tier 10,000, tier 100,000. Those individuals who have the higher tiers, they have the ability to make more money because they can produce more designs. The people with the ability to produce less designs, well, can make less money. if we compare the different accounts in different tiers, we know for a fact 99% of the time, based on probability, that the individuals in the higher tiers are generating more income than the individuals in the lower tiers, right? Based off probability. Now you might say, hey, that sounds obvious. But if it's so obvious, why aren't we taking that same notion, that same knowledge, that same information, and applying it to the other platforms? These other platforms, a lot of them don't have the same limits that Merch by Amazon has. Why aren't we taking our energy and acting like we're a high-tier individual on TeePublic, on Redbubble, on Society6, on Zazzle, on all these different platforms, producing as much as we can so we can get the best result? And the reality is that, guys, it comes down to effort. And there are some groups of people who are hoping, and this is the sad reality, that unfortunately, either you cure this problem immediately and you fix this, or you're going to live with this for the rest of your life. And some people don't like to hear this, but the truth is that it comes down to effort. And effort is the main indicator of success, in my opinion. And part of effort is just not giving up and keep going forward. And I've spoken about this before. I've spoken about this in the motivational videos. I make a very, very big emphasis on keep moving forward. Keep going forward without stopping. And sometimes moving forward is, yes, challenging yourself, producing more designs that you could do now. Yes, you might have kids, you might have a work life, you might have all these things. I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like to be busy and inundated with life and try to work on your dreams and your passions and your passive income and your financial freedom at the same time. I know what that's like. I've dealt with it for a number of years, so it's not like I'm talking, from I'm not a trust fund baby here. All right, I know what it feels like. I'm telling you guys the truth is that, yes, it's going to be hard, and we have to accept that. As soon as we can truly accept that it will be a difficult process, and this is just part of the game, the more that you can withstand of that pain, the more success you're going to have. And yes, along the way, you're going to gain more information, you're going to gain knowledge, you're going to take courses, you're going to get better, all this kind of stuff. But the reality is that if you can do that one thing, and keep moving forward, increase your production level, you're going to increase your chances of success. But your success will decrease. Your chances of success will decrease if you just sit back and do nothing, because the competition is rising up each and every day. Remember, I've said this before, but make no mistake, print on demand is a war. It is a battle in its own right, in its own nature. Right? It is, because you have the competition that are constantly growing, and you have the opportunity to choose to grow as well. And it's just a matter of a choice. That's all it is. It's a choice. If somebody chooses to do one design, that's their choice. If somebody chooses to do 50 designs, that's their choice. If somebody chooses to do 10 designs, it's their choice. Now, it's not your choice depending on how many sales you can get, right? But it is your choice to choose how much effort you get to put forefront. And I get it. Like, we have life, we have, people have sicknesses, people have diseases, people have businesses, people have other things that they have to do and they have to run. And I get it, kids, work, all that. But it will take sacrifice. I remember there was a guy who, I can't remember what's his name, but he would talk about how he would wake up an hour early every single day just to work on his designs. And then at night, he would sacrifice an hour of sleep to work on his designs. And I found that pretty cool and pretty honorable, because he has kids, he has a job, he has all these things, yet he's still doing what it takes to move forward. And like I said, it's just a matter of time until you move to that other side where life becomes easier now. And that's all I got to say for today's video. So hopefully this video was motivational. I know it might sound like a bitter truth or something like that, but the reality is success might be bitter sometimes, because it is hard work, and there's only 1% of the people who actually get to taste it. And if you want to be part of that 1%, you're going to have to go through that bitter phase a little bit. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Bye.